my name's Dennis from ONGC, and in today's training video we're going to look at how you can share a file or a folder from SharePoint online. I'm already in my SharePoint environment, and sharing an item such as a file or a folder is a really simple process. This can be done to either members in your organization or even external addresses outside of your organization. In order to share something, you can either tick the file and select Share in the ribbon across the top, or you can right-click the file and select Share. Doing so will open up the Share a Link window, where you can now type in the email address and a message to go along with the share link. The other thing I want to point out here is the ability to change the share type. Depending on your SharePoint environment, there's a good chance that this will default to anyone with a link can view. Selecting this will give us a few other options, such as people within my environment can view, people with existing access, or specific people. The main ones I want to focus on for this video is going to be anyone with a link or specific people. In most cases, we would suggest using specific people. This ensures that the file can only be accessed by the people that you've shared it with. And I will come back to give a few thoughts and notes on anyone with a link shortly as well. But after selecting specific people, you'll notice a few other options that appear to us. One is to allow editing. Ticking this would allow the file to be edited, content could be added, and changes could be made. Unticking this would mean that the file is view only, and the content can only be consumed. As long as it is view only, the other option you'll also have is to block downloads. And enabling this will mean that the file can't be downloaded, so it must be viewed within the SharePoint environment. In this instance, I'm going to go ahead and enable editing and select Apply. And I'm back here at the Share a Link window. From here, I could enter in an email address of whoever I'd like to share it with, and if it is someone outside of your environment, you'll be presented with a message just to advise that. And again, you could put a message in here which will be received by the recipient. Once ready, you can select Send, and you'll be presented with the link sent message. The file has now been sent in an email to the specified email address, and the recipient would be able to click on a link which would open the file. Coming back to share, I'd like to explain a little bit of how this anyone with a link works. You'll notice you have a few other options when using anyone with a link. Options such as setting an expiry date for the link. So potentially you might want to say that this link is only valid for 24 hours. You could also set a password to the link, so that the recipient would need to enter in a password in order to open this. The reason we would suggest using specific people and not anyone with a link is that with anyone with a link, the recipient can forward that email off to somebody else and potentially give someone access to the file who shouldn't have. Specific people will restrict the file to only the email address that it was shared with. And for this reason, we would suggest using specific people in most instances. In order to check and possibly even remove access to the file, you can right-click on the document and select Manage Access. This will pop out a window where you can see all of the shares that have been made for this particular file. And hovering over the icon here will show you the email address that it was sent to. If this was sent to multiple people, you could come in here and remove a specific person from that link. If you would like to unshare the file entirely, you could select more options beside the link. Doing so would allow you to actually modify the link. So if it was sent out with edit access, you could actually change this to view and save it. The link wouldn't need to be resent, as the initial link would just pick up the new settings. In order to remove the link entirely, you could hit the cross beside the link address and select delete link. The file share has now been removed, and the external recipient would no longer be able to select that link. Doing so would not fail to load any documents, as the link is now invalid. So you can see how simple it is to share a file from SharePoint directly, and doing it in this manner would allow you to maintain control over the file, whereas you wouldn't have that with potentially just attaching the file as an attachment in an email. Thank you for joining me, and I hope to see you again next time for our next training video.